Hello, superstars. I'm out on my walk in Sweden. I want to tell you how I got really feisty this morning because I got pulled over as pedestrian in Sweden. Here I am walking, having my gym outfit on, and I'm covered up to protect my face from the sun. Being outdoors all day long means I am vain. And the sun is the biggest aging factor because that increases the photoaging effect from breaking down collagen, all the different kind of light. I think it's UVA light and so on. All that comes to the skin. And yeah, I am protective on my skin, want to make the best out of it. So I am very regimented with having my mask on. Now, first a background story about this. When I moved to America in 2006. I got horrible acne, cystic acne. That got me interested in skincare because I had to go to dermatologist and I got treatment. And he told me that I gotta stay out of the sun, use sun protection every day. It was on antibiotic treatment and that makes you photosensitive. So that was how I got started. And being a fitness model, I thought my career was over with acne skin. That was before you photoshopped everything away, right? You don't even have to have a body to be a fitness model. You can just AI it up. So fast forward, I kept on staying out of the sun. And then I started to have always sun protection. So not one time in America have had a day without sun protection. Vitamin D is covered with supplementation, and I also have like 10 minutes of light on my hands. So don't worry. If you have a hand out in the sun 10 minutes a day, you should be covered with that. So I know that part. I'm not doing this thinking I'm never going to have wrinkles. I do this because it's one way to increase the good complexion and to keep it like that. Then in 2014, I moved to Florida, Miami, and this gave me a chance to do what I didn't have the courage, sounds funny now, didn't have the courage to do there. That was to strut a hat on every day. To be able to have a wide-brimmed hat to cover up, just like you do in Mexico if you're out on the fields, was what I wanted, but I felt too embarrassed. So I actually took the advantage of leaving the state in order to kind of make a new direct impact. This is what I do, this is what I am. So that's when you start to see me wearing my hat. So I had to have confidence. So now I have the ultimate sun protection routine one step further up. Then a year later I returned to LA and I brought my new sun routine with me. And I remember that was in the start. I actually took off the wide brim hat before I went into Ghost Gym because I felt embarrassed. This was in my 30s. Fast forward then to the pandemic was when in the state I was in, and I think pretty much in all over America, we had the mask mandate. This meant that you had to wear a mask anytime that you were in outside or going to business or anything. In my state, the gyms were locked down, so they closed off the community Ghost Gym and all thing was closed off. Lockdown periods. In this time, I went for my long meditation walk. So in March 2020, that was when the pandemic kind of officially came in. And I became a home training person. Didn't have any equipment, so just like everyone else, my injuries plus lack of machines made me lose a lot of muscle. So it also got me to kind of set up my new way of training on video, which I'm doing now for you. So in November 2019, I started meditating because I was frustrated. Frustrated with my anger, that I couldn't manage myself, that I was angry with people. And that was my initial motivation. Didn't have any plan that it was going to become such a huge part as the largest bodybuilding for me, the body mind building, mind expansion. So then fast forward to the lockdown, I realized fast that I can take advantage of this. So I'm gonna wear a full balaclava, the full face ski mask or seaman sun protection mask, which I have in Florida, out on the sea. I thought this way I can be out walking for meditating walk 4 to 5 hours a day in the heat, in the sun, and not have to think about my skin. So that got me hooked, right? Not one time during the 5 or 6 years after the pandemic in 2023, I kept up my sun protection routine, just like I did with my hats. Not one time did I got stopped by American police for my mask, not even walking into a bank, nowhere on the street. This is LA, right? Like that's, if you want to know about crazy people, it would be there. Not one time did anyone seem to think I'm a terrorist, that I should be kept in or taken in, check my American citizenship, driver license, whatever. I would definitely have understood that, right? If I'm a foreigner, immigrated to America, and they want to check my papers, I would 100% be happy and understand. So many times I saw police officers, sheriffs drive by, and I kind of just really showed like, hey, they didn't care. So the resources they spent on me there was none. Now, fast forward to Sweden. Sweden didn't have a lockdown. Sweden didn't have any policy about COVID the way we had it over there. There was no vaccine mandate. There was no holding them down. There was no, the gyms are closing, nothing. Freedom, right? So then, now this year I am using my double citizenship to be here in America. When I was on my way to go here with my cat, I didn't have the right paperwork to go to Sweden. I had forgotten to renew my passport because it wasn't that easy to do it. So I actually didn't have a right to stay longer than 3 months. So I didn't have a return ticket. Became a chaotic situation. Had to find a new way to kind of buy a new return ticket. Can you imagine standing there on the airport and all the apps and signing in, and here we go. It's time to leave. So it was almost like I couldn't leave America. That was such an irony, because here is my country dreams. Now my nature, where I was born, Sweden, doesn't allow me to come in. I had never thought. I was always so concerned about my citizenship in America. I didn't want to violate or risk that. So it kind of got me off guard that I had not the right paper for Sweden. So then, after coming to Sweden, the cat was so sweet. He just had one meow. And I had the right paperwork, had to explain what I'm doing here, the typical custom clarification. So when I came to Sweden, my first thing was to update and get a new Swedish passport. So I'm a US citizen and a European citizen, can work anywhere in the Schengen, I think it's called, and Sweden. So I'm here as a digital nomad. I'm working online. I'm working with my business, my own self, registered in the United States of America. I'm in no way here to be registered and be part of the Swedish system. That's just kind of wanted to put it out there. So now I kept on using the mask here. I took it down in stores. I kind of have the sun hat on me in the city because I don't want to expose or evoke more kind of friction. But on the other hand, the kids on the street, when they see me biking and I had my face mask cover up on, I usually have my arms showing, so I look buff, and that kind of take out the attention on my face. And they kind of yell at me on the street, "Why do you have mask on?" I say, "Sun protection." Ah, so they kind of think I'm cool, just the way that the kids on the street in Los Angeles kind of started to talk about me being a ninja. So their family came out to kind of get to know me, right? So that's how I became like a superhero in my little block in Los Angeles. But more and more I have taken my mask up again. The air was too cold and I'm out in the forest. I know probably that if my sister is embarrassed, I don't care, because I don't mind being disliked or having a reaction, because I gotta do what I want to do. So then fast forward to today. Well, pretty much the local flora has understood that I am this person. I have a cover-up. It's just like a ski mask. There's nothing weird. People get to know that, right? Like if they have a question, I answer. And this is something that I know the Asian women do. They have cover-ups because of sun visor, because they know about the sun. Now remember, it's to each their own. And I know why you're not doing what I do, because it takes courage and confidence and knowing you're going to be ridiculed and people are going to be criticizing you. So I just take that. In the end of the day, I'm happy to stand by my own principles. I'm not to change anyone else. And nobody's going to tell me what I should do to fit in. I rather stand out, and that's what I do, apparently. Today, I'm out on my walk, and I'm having my turquoise balaclava, sun protection outfit, with my hat on that says, "Have no fear, the Swede is near." I have sweatpants on and a regular fleece because it's cold, and I'm walking the same kind of round that I do. And then I get pulled over as a pedestrian, stopped. I thought, I didn't even know that it was serious. I'm like, wait, are you talking to me? Yeah. They're gonna ask me, what am I doing? Who am I? Why am I covered up? Do I have paper on me? Do I have ID? What is my passport? What is my number? My Swedish number? What am I doing here? If I'm relocating? All that questions. And I got kind of feisty because I thought, like, this is a sun protective mask. I took it down my face because I'm vain. I walk here every day. So yeah, but you have to understand, you look suspicious. Like, really? It's turquoise like this? I'm tiny and I'm female. And here's the thing. So I started to kind of get really kind of irritated. So I said, I got the double passport. I can go into the Swedish Police center and show you. Right now I want to walk my walk. So they asked if I have my ID on me. And I said I have my bank ID on my phone. And they wanted to get my name. And I said, well, if you see someone or if something happens, you can just pull me in. Then you know my name, my passport, my personal ID number. You can go straight to call me in then, right? I said, this is just ridiculous. So then I mentioned them about the pandemic and USA and about the mask mandate and my experience. And here we are in Sweden and you're gonna call me in for this. Then the female officer kind of noticed she didn't like me. The male, of course, he was more charming. And I said, he was kind of hot too. I said, well, you can Google my name then. It's all over the place, so it's easy to find me. So I got kind of really pissed, thinking that here you are, you Swedes, and you want to be so free, and and we have this kind of international reputation of being, so here you go, and you can have the nice nature, and you can do whatever you want to do, like a little bit like that. Bullshit. If anything, this is a police state. So then, of course, I had to Google, and apparently there's a law now that the police here can search anyone they want anytime for no reason, because you look suspicious, in order to have secure places. Now, the funny thing here, to kind of be political, is that the immigration in Sweden and the amount of people who are covered up for religious reasons is almost 50-50. That's how I feel. Walking here in my life, in my day-to-day life, pretty much the women I see are covered up, not because they have a vanity, because religiously, they're coming from culture, that's what they do. And they keep on doing it here. I don't see the police research those or pat them over every time they walk down on the street. So, and I was shocked thinking that, so I should just have all my paperwork on me here all the time. Now, so here's the thing. This is not normal culture in Sweden. I understand about upregulation. I just thought, what a waste on resources to select someone like me on the street. Shouldn't it be with some kind of reason? So yeah, I thought it was hilarious. And my love for the United States of America, which for me is the freedom place where I am not violating my terms for no reason, where you have to kind of explain. Maybe I just had a really good experience being an American, but I felt that this was such a great kind of story I want to share with you.